The hushed courtroom buzzed with anticipation, though cameras were forbidden. I, a humble cleaner merely passing through, found myself rooted to the spot as the name, Evelyn Reed, echoed through the packed space. Evelyn. Even her name held a quiet strength. She sat there, not in restraints but in a simple gray dress, radiating a composure that belied the gravity of the charges. Across from her, the prosecutor, Julian Vance, young, ambitious, and brimming with self-importance, began his opening remarks. "We are not here," he announced with a practiced air, "because of what Ms. Reed said, but because of her silence. In matters of national security, silence can be a weapon. And her silence has had consequences." Beside Evelyn, her lawyer, Alastair Finch, shifted uncomfortably. He seemed the only one who truly believed in her innocence, yet even he appeared uneasy as Evelyn remained steadfastly silent. Judge Thornton, his white hair a stark contrast to his dark robes, leaned forward, his voice sharp. "Ms. Reed, you will answer the court's questions or face the consequences." Still, Evelyn offered no response. As the bailiff moved to escort her away, she finally spoke, her voice calm yet firm. "You mistake my silence for submission. That is your error." The courtroom fell silent. Even Vance's confident smirk faltered. In the holding cell, Alastair finally learned the truth. Evelyn Reed was no ordinary analyst. She had been the principal legal advisor for the National Intelligence Agency, the architect of many of the very laws used to protect covert operatives. When she uncovered a truth the agency sought to bury, they didn't just reprimand her. They erased her existence, her records, her career, all gone. "Why didn't you expose them?" Alastair asked. Evelyn's gaze was unwavering. "Exposure is only effective when people are willing to see the truth. They don't expect women like me to hold it. They simply wait for us to stumble." Back in court, Vance presented his supposed evidence. A blurry photograph of a woman resembling Evelyn shaking hands with an unidentified figure. No context, no date, no proof, just enough to sow seeds of doubt. Alastair vehemently objected, but Judge Thornton dismissed his concerns. In the clerk's box, a young man named Owen had been diligently taking notes. But when he witnessed Judge Thornton leaning towards Vance and whispering, "She'll enter defiant, leave disgraced," he discreetly activated his phone's recording function. The following morning, Alastair arrived in court with renewed determination. He had discovered the Real smoking gun, not incriminating Evelyn, but the very law they were attempting to use against her. Evelyn herself had penned it, a safeguard designed to protect high-ranking intelligence officials from politically motivated prosecutions. Alastair presented this to the court. Vance scoffed. Thornton dismissed it as a mere tactic. It was then that Evelyn rose once more. "You have perverted a shield into a weapon," she stated, her voice resonating through the silent room. "This law was created to protect the silenced, not to silence the protected." Murmurs rippled through the gallery. Already, snippets of her earlier defiance were circulating online. Now the tide was beginning to turn. That afternoon, two figures in dark suits entered the courtroom and presented Judge Thornton with a sealed order from the Department of Justice. An immediate cessation of all proceedings pending an investigation into judicial misconduct. The color drained from the judge's face. Evelyn stood, unbuttoned her jacket and revealed a leather badge. Evelyn Reed, Principal Legal Counsel, National Intelligence Agency. A collective gasp filled the room. "You didn't just rush to judgment," she addressed Thornton, her gaze unwavering. "You attempted to obliterate a life because you presumed a quiet woman of color must be concealing something. Your case was built on conjecture and prejudice." Within days, after agents verified her identity and launched a full inquiry into evidence tampering and bias, the trial concluded. Thornton was swiftly removed from his position. Vance was apprehended on the courthouse steps, and numerous past cases under his purview were reopened. Evelyn, however, offered no triumphant pronouncements, no media appearances. She simply walked out of the courthouse with quiet dignity. A month later, a mural appeared in her hometown. Evelyn in a tailored suit, holding a folded document, her eyes conveying unwavering resolve. Beneath it, in bold letters, the inscription read, "Silence can be a powerful voice." Owen received a scholarship for legal studies. Alastair became an advocate for judicial reform. And Evelyn? She returned to the shadows, believing true strength resides there. History often celebrates the loudest voices, but sometimes, it remembers those who spoke volumes without raising them. Was Evelyn right to remain silent until the end, or should she have fought back from the start?